Welcome back to our channel. Today we are going to practice something extremely important for every English learner: daily life English, because they learn English only from books and grammar rules. But real English is used in daily life. Real English happens while shopping, traveling, eating, talking with friends, asking questions, working, making plans, and speaking about everyday situations. That is why daily life English practice is so powerful. So relax, listen carefully, repeat the sentences loudly, and let's practice real life English together. Lesson 1. Starting conversations naturally. One of the biggest problems many English learners face is starting conversations. Many people know grammar rules, vocabulary, and simple English sentences. But when it is time to speak with someone, they suddenly become nervous. Their mind becomes blank. They start thinking, what should I say first? What if my English is wrong? What if the conversation becomes awkward? Because of fear, many learners stay silent. But starting conversations is one of the most important communication skills in daily life. Another important truth is this: you do not need complicated English to start conversations naturally. Simple English is enough. Real conversations usually begin with very simple sentences. For example, "Hi, how are you? How's your day going? What are you doing today? Nice to meet you. It's hot today, isn't it?" These simple sentences may look small, but they are extremely powerful. Why? Because they create connection. Another important thing is confidence. Many learners think they need perfect English before speaking. But confidence grows through practice, not through waiting. Simple English spoken confidently sounds much better than complicated English spoken fearfully. Another major problem is overthinking. Many learners mentally prepare every sentence before speaking. This creates stress and hesitation. Real conversations move naturally and quickly. Do not try to create perfect sentences every second. Focus on communication first. Another important lesson is smiling and body language. Communication is not only words. A friendly smile and calm body language help conversations feel more comfortable. People usually respond better when you look relaxed and positive. Most people are not judging your English as much as you think. Many learners fear embarrassment too much. But most conversations are simple and normal. People usually care more about understanding than perfect grammar. Another important thing is asking simple questions. Questions help conversations continue naturally. For example, how was your weekend? What do you like to do? Where are you from? What are your hobbies? Questions show interest and make communication easier. Another major lesson is listening carefully. Good conversations are not only about speaking. Listening matters greatly too. When you listen carefully, responses become easier naturally. Another important truth is this: daily practice reduces fear. At first, conversations may feel uncomfortable. That is normal. Every fluent speaker once felt nervous too. But repeated speaking slowly builds comfort and confidence. Another powerful habit is practicing conversation starters daily. Repeat useful opening sentences loudly. Practice them again and again until they feel natural. For example, "Hello, how are you today? What have you been doing recently? How's everything going?" Repetition trains the brain for real communication. Another important lesson is staying relaxed during mistakes. Sometimes you may forget words or make grammar mistakes. That is okay. Do not panic. Continue speaking calmly. Communication matters more than perfection. Another major problem is translating everything mentally before speaking. This slows conversations greatly. Try using simple English directly instead of building complicated translated sentences inside your mind. Another important thing is practicing with real situations. For example, talking to friends, talking to coworkers, ordering food, meeting new people, asking for help. These real situations improve speaking confidence much faster. Conversations become easier when English becomes part of your daily life. The more you use English naturally, the less fear you feel. Another important lesson is patience. Do not expect instant fluency. Communication skills grow slowly through practice, repetition, mistakes, listening, and experience. Every conversation teaches something valuable. Another important thing is mindset. Do not think, my English is bad. Instead, think, I am improving every day. Every conversation helps me grow. Positive thinking improves confidence greatly. Another powerful habit is speaking loudly during practice. Do not only read silently. Use your voice. Your mouth needs training too. Speaking loudly improves pronunciation, fluency, confidence, and comfort. Starting conversations is often the hardest part, but once the conversation begins, speaking usually becomes easier naturally. That is why courage matters. Another major lesson is consistency. Even short daily conversation practice creates huge long-term improvement. Small daily effort matters greatly. Another important thing is enjoying communication. Do not treat English only like school study. Language is meant for connection, communication, and real life. Enjoy the process of speaking with people. So remember this carefully. You do not need perfect English to start conversations. You simply need courage to begin. Use simple sentences. Smile confidently. Ask questions. Practice daily. Do not fear mistakes. Because every conversation you start is helping you become more fluent, confident, and comfortable in English. Lesson 2. Talking about your daily routine. Talking about your daily routine is a very powerful way to improve English speaking. Why? Because daily routine conversations happen everywhere in real life. People often talk about morning habits, work, study, food, hobbies, sleep, and everyday activities. These topics are simple, practical, and easy to practice regularly. Many English learners struggle during conversations because they try learning very difficult topics first. But fluency grows faster when you practice simple, real-life English again and again. Daily routine English helps your brain become comfortable with common sentence patterns. For example, I wake up at 7 a.m. I usually drink coffee in the morning. I go to work by bus. I study English every evening. I like listening to music before sleeping. These sentences are simple, but they build real communication skills. Another important truth is this: repetition creates fluency. The more you speak about your daily life, the easier English becomes. That is why practicing daily routine conversations regularly is extremely helpful. You can practice anywhere. While walking, while cooking, while cleaning, while getting ready, while sitting alone. Simply describe what you are doing in English. For example, I'm making breakfast. I need to clean my room. I'm feeling tired today. I'm going to study now. This trains your brain to think and speak naturally in English. Many learners believe they need advanced vocabulary to sound fluent. But real fluency often comes from speaking simple English comfortably and confidently. Simple sentences used naturally are very powerful. Another important thing is verb practice. Daily routine conversations help learners practice common verbs repeatedly. For example, wake up, Eat, go, study, work, watch, sleep, read, walk. These verbs are used constantly in real conversations. The more you use them, the more automatic speaking becomes. Another powerful lesson is speaking in full sentences. Some learners only memorize single words. But communication improves much faster when you practice complete sentences. Instead of only learning, breakfast, say, I usually eat breakfast at 8 a.m. This helps train natural speaking patterns. Confidence also grows through routine practice. At first, speaking may feel slow and uncomfortable. That is normal. But repeated speaking creates comfort. Your brain slowly stops panicking during conversations. Daily routine topics are excellent for beginners because they connect directly with real life. You already know your daily activities. Now you simply learn how to express them in English. This makes speaking practice easier and less stressful. Another powerful habit is using time expressions. For example, in the morning, after work, before sleeping, usually, sometimes, every day. These phrases make conversations sound more natural. Another important thing is consistency. You do not need long, complicated practice sessions. Even 10 or 15 minutes of daily speaking practice helps greatly. Small daily repetition creates strong, long-term improvement. Listening also matters. Listen to other people talking about their routines in English. Notice how they describe simple daily activities naturally. This improves sentence structure and pronunciation automatically. Another important lesson is avoiding fear of mistakes. Do not stop speaking because your grammar is not perfect. Communication matters more than perfection. The goal is practice. Practice creates fluency. Many learners wait too long before speaking because they fear mistakes. But fluency grows through action, not silence. Another helpful method is journaling in English. Write simple sentences about your day. For example, today I woke up early. I practiced English for 1 hour. I watched a movie tonight. Writing strengthens memory and helps organize thoughts in English. Another important truth is this. The brain remembers information better when it connects with personal life. That is why daily routine English feels more natural and memorable. You are speaking about your real experiences. Another powerful thing is building automatic responses. When you repeatedly talk about your daily routine, your brain starts producing sentences faster without too much thinking. This is how fluency develops slowly. Another important lesson is patience. Do not expect perfect speaking immediately. Every day of practice matters. Even small improvement is valuable. The learners who improve fastest are usually learners who practice simple English consistently. So remember this carefully. Daily routine. English is not basic practice. It is real-life communication training. Talk about your day daily. Describe your activities daily. Practice simple sentences daily. Because small daily speaking habits slowly create strong English fluency. Lesson 3. English for shopping and restaurants. Shopping and restaurant conversations are very important in daily life English. People use these conversations everywhere. In supermarkets, clothing stores, cafes, restaurants, malls, and markets. That is why learning this type of English helps learners feel more confident in real-life situations. Many English learners know grammar rules, but feel nervous when talking to workers, ordering food, or asking questions while shopping. Why? Because real-life communication feels different from classroom English. Real conversations move quickly and naturally. That is why practical speaking practice matters so much. Simple English is enough for most shopping and restaurant situations. For example, how much is this? Do you have this in another size? I'd like to order food. Can I get some water? Where's the restroom? The food was delicious. These sentences are simple, but extremely useful. Another important truth is this: confidence grows through repeated real-life practice. At first, these conversations may feel uncomfortable. That is normal. Many learners fear pronunciation mistakes, forgetting words, or misunderstanding people. But repeated practice slowly removes fear. Another useful habit is learning polite English. Politeness is very important in restaurants and shops. For example, could you help me, please? Can I see this? Thank you very much. Excuse me. I appreciate your help. Polite communication creates smoother conversations and leaves a good impression. Another important lesson is listening carefully. Workers may ask questions like, would you like anything else? Cash or card? Do you need a bag? What would you like to drink? Listening practice helps learners respond faster and more naturally. Another powerful thing is menu vocabulary. Restaurant conversations often include common food expressions like, I'd like to order ¿qué? Can I have? What do you recommend? I'm vegetarian. This tastes great. Learning useful food vocabulary makes ordering much easier. Another important truth is this: you do not need perfect English to communicate successfully. Most real-life conversations are simple. Clear communication matters more than perfect grammar. Many learners become too afraid of small mistakes. But mistakes are normal during learning. The goal is communication. Another helpful habit is role-play practice. Pretend you are inside a restaurant or store and practice conversations loudly. For example, customer: hello, can I order a coffee, please? Worker: sure, what size would you like? Customer: medium, please. This type of practice trains the brain for real situations. Another important lesson is pronunciation. Speaking clearly matters greatly during shopping and restaurant conversations. Slow, calm speech is better than very fast, unclear speech. Do not rush while speaking. Another useful thing is learning money and number vocabulary. Shopping conversations often include prices, quantities, discounts, and payment methods. For example, how much does this cost? That's too expensive. Do you accept cards? I'd like 2 of these. These phrases are extremely useful in daily life. Another important truth is this: practical English builds real confidence. When learners successfully communicate during real situations, they begin trusting their English more. That confidence becomes powerful motivation. Another major problem is fear of embarrassment. Some learners avoid speaking English outside because they fear mistakes. But avoiding practice slows fluency. Real growth happens during real communication. Every conversation improves experience. Another helpful habit is observing native speakers. Listen carefully to how people order food, ask questions, or speak politely in stores. Notice tone, vocabulary, pronunciation, and sentence patterns. This helps your brain learn natural English automatically. Another important lesson is body language. Friendly body language and eye contact help communication feel easier and more natural. Smiling calmly also reduces nervousness. Another powerful thing is repetition. Shopping and restaurant conversations repeat similar patterns constantly. That is why repeated practice works so well. The more often you use these expressions, the more automatic they become. Another important truth is this: English becomes easier when connected to real life. Practical communication builds stronger fluency than only memorizing grammar rules silently. That is why daily life English matters so much. Another useful method is practicing while imagining situations. Imagine ordering food, buying clothes, asking for help, or paying at a counter. Then practice the conversation loudly. This improves speaking confidence greatly. Another important lesson is patience. Real communication skills take time to develop. Do not become discouraged by small mistakes. Every interaction helps you improve. Another powerful truth is this: fluency grows through usage. The more you use English during real situations, the more natural it becomes. So remember this carefully. Practice shopping and restaurant English regularly. Use simple sentences. Speak politely. Listen carefully. Do not fear mistakes. Because real-life English practice slowly transforms nervous learners into confident speakers. Lesson 4. Talking about feelings and emotions. Real conversations are not only about work, shopping, or daily routine. People also talk about emotions. They talk about happiness, stress, excitement, sadness, fear, tiredness, love, frustration, and dreams. That is why learning emotional English is very important for real communication. Many English learners know basic vocabulary, but struggle when trying to express feelings naturally. For example, they may know the word happy, but cannot explain emotions clearly during conversations. Emotional communication helps conversations feel more human and natural. For example, I feel tired today. I'm really excited about tomorrow. That made me nervous. I'm feeling stressed lately. I'm so happy to see you. These simple emotional sentences are used constantly in daily life. Another important truth is this: people connect emotionally through conversation. When you can express feelings clearly, communication becomes deeper and more meaningful. Another powerful lesson is honesty. You do not need complicated English to express emotions. Simple, honest sentences are enough. For example, I'm having a difficult day. I feel a little worried. I'm proud of myself. That made me feel better. These sentences sound natural and real. Another important thing is emotional vocabulary. Many learners repeat the same simple words constantly, like good, bad, or fine. Try learning more useful emotional expressions. Excited, relaxed, confused, disappointed, motivated, frustrated, embarrassed, grateful. These words help conversations become richer and more natural. Another important lesson is tone of voice. Emotions are not only words. The way you speak also matters greatly. A calm voice, excited voice, or sad voice changes the feeling of communication. Listening practice helps learners understand emotional tone better. Another powerful thing is asking emotional questions. For example, how are you feeling? Are you okay? What made you happy today? Why are you stressed? These questions create stronger conversations and emotional connection. Another important truth is this: emotional communication builds confidence too. Many learners fear expressing personal feelings in English because they feel emotionally vulnerable. But speaking honestly helps improve fluency faster because emotional conversations feel real and memorable. Another useful habit is describing your emotions daily in English. For example, today I feel very motivated. I'm a little tired right now. I'm feeling peaceful today. This trains your brain to express emotions naturally. Another important lesson is avoiding fear of mistakes. Do not stop yourself from expressing feelings because your grammar is imperfect. Communication matters most. People usually understand simple emotional English clearly. For example, "That's amazing. I'm sorry to hear that. That sounds stressful. I'm happy for you." These responses make conversations feel more natural and friendly. Another important truth is this: English becomes easier when connected with real emotions. The brain remembers emotional experiences strongly. That is why emotional conversations improve memory and fluency. Another helpful method is watching emotional conversations in English videos, podcasts, or movies. Notice how people express happiness, stress, excitement, disappointment, or encouragement naturally. This improves emotional vocabulary automatically. Good communication includes understanding other people's emotions too. Listening carefully and responding kindly creates stronger relationships. Another powerful thing is self-expression. Many learners feel trapped because they cannot express thoughts and emotions clearly in English. But step by step, emotional vocabulary gives freedom in communication. You begin speaking more naturally and confidently. Fluency is not only speaking fast. Real fluency means expressing thoughts, feelings, opinions, and emotions comfortably. That is why emotional English matters so much. Another useful habit is journaling emotions in English. Write simple sentences like, "Today I felt stressed because of work. I was excited to practice English. I felt relaxed after listening to music." Writing strengthens emotional vocabulary greatly. Another important lesson is patience. Expressing emotions naturally in another language takes time. Do not pressure yourself too much. Small improvement daily creates confidence slowly. People remember how conversations make them feel. Kind, emotional communication creates stronger human connection. That is why emotional English is such an important life skill. So remember this carefully. Do not only learn English for grammar and vocabulary. Learn English for real human connection too. Practice emotional sentences daily. Express your feelings honestly. Listen carefully to others. Speak naturally without fear. Because real communication becomes powerful when emotions become part of the conversation. Lesson 5. English for phone calls and messages. Many English learners feel nervous during phone calls. Why? Because phone conversations feel more difficult than face-to-face conversations. You cannot see facial expressions or body language. You only hear the voice. That is why listening becomes extremely important. Many daily life situations include phone communication, calling friends, talking to coworkers, booking appointments, ordering food, sending voice messages. Simple phone English helps greatly. For example, "Hello, may I speak to Alex? I'll call you later. Can you hear me clearly? I'm busy right now. Please send me a message." These simple expressions are very useful in real life. Another important truth is this: phone confidence grows through repetition. The more you practice listening and speaking on calls, the easier communication becomes. Speak slowly and clearly. Do not panic about small mistakes. Real communication matters more than perfect grammar. Lesson 6. English for solving problems politely. Real life includes problems and misunderstandings sometimes. That is why polite English is very important. Good communication helps solve problems calmly. For example, "I think there's a mistake. Could you help me, please?" "I'm sorry, I didn't understand. Can you explain that again?" "I appreciate your help." These polite expressions make communication smoother and more respectful. Another important truth is this: Calm communication solves problems better than angry communication. Polite English creates better relationships in daily life, work, travel, and public situations. Practice speaking calmly and respectfully, even during stressful situations. Lesson 7. Practice thinking in English daily. Many learners translate every sentence mentally before speaking. This slows fluency greatly. Fluent speakers usually think directly in English more naturally. That is why thinking practice is very important. Start with simple thoughts. For example, I'm hungry. I need to finish my work. The weather is nice today. I'm feeling tired. These small thoughts train the brain slowly. Another important thing is consistency. Daily English thinking creates faster speaking over time. At first, it may feel difficult. That is normal. But repeated practice helps the brain adapt naturally. Simple daily thinking habits improve fluency greatly. Lesson 8. Speak daily without fear. Fear is one of the biggest problems for English learners. Many people stay silent because they fear mistakes, embarrassment, pronunciation problems, or judgment. But fear slows improvement. Every fluent English speaker once struggled too. Nobody starts perfect. Fluency grows through practice, repetition, mistakes, and real communication. Another important truth is this: confidence grows through speaking, not through waiting silently. The more you use English daily, the easier communication becomes. Speak even if your English feels imperfect. Simple English spoken confidently is powerful. Practice daily. Use your voice daily. Do not fear mistakes, because fluency is built through action, not through silence. Practice English every day in real-life situations. Speak without fear, and keep improving step by step. Small daily practice can completely change your confidence and fluency over time. If you enjoyed this video, like, share, and subscribe for more powerful English learning lessons.